I said I would be doing this video, and so here we are. Hello, darlings. Wait, I should do it more like Funny Girl. Wait, hold on. Hello, darlings. Anyways, welcome to Performance Perspective, where we talk about musicals, whether they're on stage or film. And don't forget to subscribe, because today we are going to react to Lea Michele's performance as Fanny Bryce. Now, a lot of you have discovered this channel because of Lea Michele. I'm not a fan of her, even though I think she's so talented. I'm not a fan of her, and I'm having a hard time separating the artist to the character. There, I think that's the fastest I can say it. So in September 6th, she made her debut as Fanny Bryce. Now, I remember seeing some of the bootleg performances that were recorded. That's a really hard debate to have, right? Because one way you're thinking, no, don't do that, that's horrible. But then there's people like me who are on the West Coast where I have no plans to go to New York. I appreciate seeing, these little snippets. When she had her debut, I just remember thinking people were cheering her, not because she was doing a great job, but because they knew what song it was, and she could have done anything and people would start cheering for her. Get ready for me, love, 'cause I'm a comer. Now, to be fair, yeah, she was having a lot of criticism towards her as a person. And a lot of people that went to her opening night, of course, they're supportive and they want her to feel their love through the cheering and everything like that. I honestly think that a lot of the cheering took away from the performance. So I wanted to wait, and I wanted to have an authentic reaction to her performance. Now, this is Performance Perspective, so I am more than happy to hear what are your thoughts about her performance. I feel like every time I have a Lea Michele video, I always talk about Julie Benko. Julie Benko is the glue that held this show together, and I find it fair and unfair when people do comparisons with Lea Michele and Beanie, because as much as I love Beanie, this wasn't the show for her. I think it was a poor casting choice. I think she's talented, but this just was not the right fit. So when I see people compare her vocals to Lea, I'm like, well, duh. But who knows what those people were thinking when they were casting. I think the more fair comparison would be Lea and Julie Benko. And also, I think when I watched Julie Benko's performance, you have to understand that this character wasn't, she was the understudy. This wasn't tailored for her to make it her own. It's that, hey, you're taking over this role. The arrangements are already done for this person, this key, the choreography, this, and you have to fit yourself in versus this is made for you. For example, when looking at Lea, a lot of the music has changed for her and her voice, the rhythm and everything, but also a lot of the costume changes were done. Now, when Julie Benko was the understudy for Beanie, her clothes, yes, would fit her, but they were the same costumes versus Lea. I'm pointing at the closing act. Going back to the whole bootleg talk, the reason why I think that's so important is because I wish there was things from Barbra Streisand when she was performing on Broadway in Funny Girl. Because there's nothing. I wish there was, so then we can see what was it like to see Barbra on stage versus, of course, seeing her in the movie, which is iconic. Now, I wanted to be prepared when going and watching her the songs, because listen, it's really hard just to sit down, watch someone's performance and not realize what was the story that got them to the point for them to sing the song. Okay, let's jump into this. Don't Rain on My Parade. You can hear the song and have no idea what's going on with Fanny Bryce's life for her to have to sing the song, to have to, have this rebellious moment. And so I did go to Broadway HD and I watched Funny Girl in its entirety, starring Sheridan Smith. I have to say, I actually enjoyed it, and I thought that she was funny and she sang the songs beautifully, and I thought the show overall, it's a okay show. Like, let's be honest, Funny Girl's an okay show with like some great songs in there. And so you're just kind of following it, waiting for that song. But yet, the movie to me was amazing and interesting. And we'll get into that when looking over Lea's performances. How many times am I going to say that and then not go into her performance? Okay, so let's go with the most obvious one. Don't Rain on My Parade. That was the thing that kept going around when she first did it on her opening night, and everyone was just cheering through it and just couldn't hear it, and she could growl and people were like, she's amazing. So, okay, again, waited. And so I watched two of them, and I have to say, I think the staging of it is fine. I think she belts it beautifully and it's okay. I didn't necessarily feel anything. And when she did it on, I think it was like Good Morning America, she did it live, it was in front of everyone. Listen, performing outside is very difficult. And I have to say, when I saw that one first, and when I saw the girl put her hand up, and then the character Fanny Bryce put her hand up back at her, in my head I was like, oh, this was not a great choice to make because they're mirroring each other. But I feel like someone talked about it because when they went on into the staging, the girl does this sort of motion while, Fanny goes to her point of don't kind of thing. But yeah, I guess what's going on is when we think of the movie version, right? You are seeing her go through that train station. You're seeing her on the boat. She is you're seeing this huge chance she's taking versus the stage. We're not going to get a boat, guys, okay? But it makes me, I question the director because I'm like, this could have had so much movement and you could have done something with it. This is a revival, and this looked similar to the one that I saw on Broadway HD. So in my head I was wondering, did you change anything in the musical? Like, I don't know. So editing Carolyn here. So you're going to see that I have no idea who Michael Mayer is. And now looking at the things while editing, Michael Mayer directed the London version with Sheridan Smith, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago, which I still feel the same. Like, wait a minute, so you did do this show before and you've taken similar things, and in fact it looks worse now compared to what's on Broadway HD. Thoughts? So overall, as far as Lea's voice, 10 out of 10. Like, she's spectacular. As far as emotion in it, maybe it could be because I wasn't watching her character through it, but it felt, you know what? I'm not even going to blame Lea for this. I'm going to blame the direction of where this went, because it's a great song, but then you feel this sense of it went nowhere and that she was just stuck singing this great ballad. She was just stuck singing this, Big Bang, and went nowhere. Next song, we're going into People. First off, if anyone thought Lea Michele cannot do ballads, this is, to me, when I think of Lea, I'm like, oh, any strong ballad, she's going to kill it. So when listening to her sing People, whether it was on stage or I believe she did it on Jimmy Fallon, it's just gorgeous. It really is something where you want to sit and listen to. I guess in my head, I'm wondering, are we just attracted to the musical because of the music and just how it should sound versus the story and stuff? But yeah, again, it's just gorgeous. I do like the stillness in the ballads because the lyrics is what's important about this song, and taking in her falling in love. All right, you are woman, I am man. So the main question I've always had is Lea Michele funny. If you're going to do funny girl, yes, I think that she should be funny. I feel like I had the same problem when the biopic came out, being the Ricardos, and I was just disappointed because Nicole Kidman, I thought, just wasn't it as Lucille Ball. And some of my friends were saying, well, she's playing Lucille Ball, she's not playing Lucy. And I went, whoa, 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 whoa. Here's the thing. Yes, I understand that, but a lot of things in that movie was her performances as Lucy in the show. And it's like you have the shows to reflect on her mannerisms, what she did, and why would they cast someone who has a frozen face to be someone who's known for her facial reactions? I said it. So you are woman, I am man. First off, ooh, that man is so fine. He is so fine. Like, that was good casting there. Just like, ooh, and he can sing. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, Carolyn, calm down. That was a good setup as far as him turning and her reacting. And yeah, I think the song is funny. I think she had good moments, but I found myself not caring so much, and I'm like, but wait, this wouldn't be the song where I'm like, oh, she's funny. So what song is it, right? Like that, I think I'm going to see a lot of your humor, and it's The Greatest Star. I love this song in the sense of it shows that energy, that I'm gonna do whatever it takes. It's got great moments in it. And then I watched her do it and I didn't laugh. And I started thinking to myself, was this song funny? And so, of course, I watched Julie Benko do it, and I was like, I find it kind of funny. And then I was like, why did I think this was hilarious? So then I went to the movie and I watched Barbra Streisand, do it. And I realized something. It's not because she's funny, it's the people around her that make the situation hilarious. Because here's a moment of her saying, this is a fact, I'm amazing. And people around her are like, you delusional lady. Now in the musical, there's two people in the scene. I'm referring to the Lea Michele one. And it's the pianist for her audition. And then there is someone who is like her friend, okay, who is in love with her. So here's someone that's very supportive of her going, girl, you crazy, but yeah, I see it too. Then there's the pianist kind of just minding his own business. So here we go, hear me out. I kind of want to blame the director. I read in an article, Lea was saying, oh, I should, be on the piano. I should have this sense of like, oh my gosh, look at me. Like, I'm amazing and no one's looking. I feel nuts. That's a great character choice. I will say, this is how nitpicky I am. So there's a part where she does stand on the piano. I have to look it up because I want to get it correct. I wish she took the time sitting on the piano and doing, whatever, and that the pianist actually had a reaction to her going, ma'am, what are you doing on my piano? Like, what is this? Like, and that's what makes it funny is I wish the piano player and her friend were kind of looking at her more like, no, girl, no, come on now. She has something to play off. So she goes to the piano and she stands up right away saying, I'm going to light up like a light. But I wish she took the time and was on the piano go, oh, I'm gonna light up like a light. Da-da-da-da-da. And then she still would go, da-da-da-da, flare up. Like that's when she should have been standing. Flare up. Oh, the world's gonna flare up. Boom, looking down, you'll never see me. Try the sky, cause that will be me. That's why I was born. I blow my horn until someone blows it. I light up like a light, light up like a light. I'll flicker that flare up. Oh, the world's gonna stare up. The piano player could have done more, where he's like, okay, like, get off of my piano. And she's like, yes, I can make you cry. I can make him sigh. Like this, right? Like, it's not her that's like trying to get him to help her to get down. It's him going, okay, ma'am, get down from the piano. And she's just using it like, thank you. Like Sunset Boulevard, like, ah, yes, Max.
You'll never see me tag the sky, 'cause that'll be me. I can make them cry, I can make them sigh. Someday they'll clamor for my drama. Have you guessed yet who's the best yet? If you ain't, I'll tell.
So yeah, I think that's my long way of saying I'm actually starting to get mad at the direction here, because you have the talent, but then I'm like, does this mean that I just think no one's funny? Like, no one's funny to me now. Something I do appreciate that I notice is that she, on the ladder, she's higher than everyone else, right? Because you're looking up to her. While I remember seeing other performances where those two characters are on the same level. And I was like, show me, don't tell me, right? Here's one song I haven't seen her perform in, and I was like, maybe this is the song where I'm like, she is funny. And it is Cornet Man, so I have it on over here and I'm going to watch it. So the situation that's happening is that she's auditioning, she's getting no, she's not like other. This is Pearl. Okay, but anyways, she's coming in. There's a performance happening. The friend, but he's in love with her, and he pretty much is like, you know what? I'm gonna teach you the dance. You're gonna be great, and I'm just gonna put you on stage, and the manager will just have to deal with it. And she's gonna come in and do sort of her first performance.
Miss Fanny, Bryce, here, Professor, I'm fire.
Okay, that made me laugh. Okay. Okay. I know I'm pausing. Okay, yes, I'm pausing already. So I think I'm just hitting on something here. It's not the girl that's funny. It's the things around her that make the situation funny. So I noticed right away she comes in and she's uncomfortable, but she gets comfortable very fast. So maybe that's just her character choice. But you notice I laughed when the guy goes, wait a minute. Because it's like, who's this? What's that? And what would have made this even better is if when they come up to dance with her, instead of her going, oh, hi, it was her to go, ha, because I guess in my head, it would have been funny to think that she was practicing this dance, not realizing that other people were going to be performing with her. So I guess I wish that's what I wish the reaction was, is her going, ha, oh, because it's the sense of, I guess in my head, she should still be a little uncomfortable performing, but she made the choice to be comfortable a bit sooner than I would have liked. Great voice. There we go. Okay. So like killer voice. Great work on the music, what to sing, hitting the different notes. Thoughts? Listen, what's the one that's the funniest? That's what I want to see, is her when she comes in pregnant. You know what I mean? Oh, my love's perfection. This is what I mean. Who's the director in this? Michael Mayer. I'm blaming you. Oh, he did American Idiot. Why did I say it like that? Okay, he won a Tony Award. Oh, everything just started to click right now. Got it. So Michael Mayer directed Spring Awakening and actually won a Tony Award for that. I don't change my mind. I think the direction of the show is not great. And I mean, even the critics, when going in, they're like, thank God Lea's here because the cast isn't the best. The stage doesn't look that good and the costumes are kind of eh. And that all has to go on to, I'd say, the director, as far as you had a vision for this, right? And it looks like there is no vision. Also, I'm now starting to question people and their humor as far as like what is comedy and what makes things funny. And it's just like, especially when you hear the title Funny Girl, you would think you might think like, oh, she's funny, and then you're putting her in situations where you're not necessarily laughing, and it's like, why? And that's where you come in, Michael. That's where you come in to help the situation. But anyways, darlings, I guess the last song I kind of want to like quickly talk about is, when it comes to any ballads or anything emotional, Lea tends to do it and do it. Like, she just does it. But no, what I mean is she does a great job in it. So I never question that. So in her Funny Girl finale, it is well done. There's a lot of emotion to it. It's not like she's singing it beautifully, and she does a great job as showing her heartbreak, but then almost using those words of, like, in a way, affirmation of her looking in the mirror, of being like, no, we're gonna go again, we got this, like, kind of thing. And so it ends, even though the show is ending on something that's heartbreaking, it's ending with her feeling empowered, exactly like the movie, right? Where, you know, it's so sad, but then she sings, oh my man, I love him so. No, that's not in the musical. It's almost like when you think of different artists that are going through this certain like heartache, and they use it to put it in their art. Like, I think of people like Adele, Taylor Swift, like Katy Perry, where something happens in their life that's like, especially when it is about love, and then they put it in their next album, and it's always the heartbreaking albums that tend to do very well, huh? Or maybe it's just more of the breakup ones. But anyways, what Lea does is great, is that she doesn't sing it perfectly because she's crying through it. And I remember a story of a famous opera singer that her character dies in the opera, and she would be singing this high note, you know, but at the end of the note, she would, like, maybe not that noise, but she would, and something like that. I don't know. But the point is that she wasn't singing it like pure and on the note because she's conveying that she's dying. The vocal trainer of hers like came to her and said, hey, I think I know what I can help you with as far as breath work, to make sure you hit that note. And she quickly said, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm dying. And if I hit that note beautifully, the people won't feel She's purposely doing that because she's been singing beautifully through this whole opera, that by the point she dies and she can't even sing the last note all the way is what compels people to cry for her character. So yeah, so I think that's what Lea Michele does as far as the last song. Well done. But yeah, so those are just like my thoughts and perspective. I would love to know, what are yours? Go ahead and share it down into the comments. And also, if anyone finds the video of, maybe it's just not in the revival and I don't know, let me know. But I would love to see the video of when she makes the decision to put the pillow in the wedding dress with the Ziegfeld girls, right? Because she doesn't feel comfortable singing the I am beautiful part. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about. That's it for today's episode, and if you're looking for more magic, I am on Instagram and TikTok, Hair Off Book. And without further ado, take care, darling.